This is Praveen Khanna, and I welcome everybody back in third part of Listening's Phillips Made Easy activity. And first of all, I would like to tell you that the type of activities which I will be covering in this video are, I'll be covering Phillips from section 4, then I'll be covering summary activity, and at last I shall be covering process. Okay, so without wasting time, let us start with Phillips from section 4, and I have here one activity in front of you. And as I told you in my previous videos that in each and every case you have to understand what that particular task is about or the purpose of the task. And then secondly, after going through questions, you have to understand what the missing word is. Means you need to predict, is it a noun, is it verb, is it adjective, or is it adverb? And for that you can take help of keywords. You can underline keywords and you can make your mind. Okay, so let us start with this activity. So reasons, often, more complex, and needing dash. So means you are here actually finding reasons of something. So which is reasons are complex, and for that you need something. You needing means you need noun in this case in question number 35. Second point, less human interest than conventional crime, means to say this particular story is about a crime where people have less interest in comparison to conventional crime, and victims often. Now means in this case you need victims often, you need verb. Means prediction says in this case you need victims often don't come to know, often don't know, so like that. Okay, so let us start this particular audio.
There are several reasons for this lack of interest in corporate crime compared with other types of crime. It's often very complex, whereas with conventional crime it's usually possible to follow what's going on without specialist knowledge. As well as this, whereas conventional crime usually has a lot of human interest, corporate crime often has much less. The third reason, and possibly the most significant one, is that very often the victims are unaware. They think their misfortune is an accident, or that it's the fault of no one in particular. They're unaware that they've been victims of a crime.
Okay, students, so here is second activity in front of you. Okay, so again let us try to understand what this video or audio is about. Building surfaces may reach high temperatures. Wind force. Tall buildings cause more winds at dash level. So means now it is about wind force. So means for question number 37 you need to write level, ground level, sky level, upper level. Okay, and the next question, trees dash the wind force, means you need to tell verb in this case. Okay, trees, they stop the wind force. Okay, they resist the wind force. That way you need to put any verb in this case. Okay, so let us try this activity too.
Trees can also help break the force of winds. The reason that high buildings make it windier at ground level is that as the wind goes higher and higher, it goes faster and faster. When the wind hits the building, it has to go somewhere. Some of it goes over the top, and some goes around the sides of the building, forcing those high-level winds down to ground level. That doesn't happen when you have trees. Trees filter the wind and considerably reduce it, preventing those very large, strong gusts that you so often find around tall buildings.
Okay, students, so here is third activity in front of you, and I have taken this fill up activity from section 4 again. As you can see, there is a heading given in case power culture. Now, power culture characteristics of organization. So it is a small organization. So dash power source means you need here adjective. So it has centralized power source or it has central power source. That way you need to put adjective. Now, few rules and procedures. Communication by means in 32 you need to put noun. How or by what thing the communication takes place. Communication by verbal talk, by circulars, Okay, and then advantage can act quickly, disadvantage might not act, means you need here adverb, might not act quickly, respond quickly, immediately, that way you need to put any adverb. Then suitable employees, not afraid of, you need any you need any noun in this case, which are employees are not afraid of termination, or not afraid of any strict rules and regulations. So termination, strict rule, regulation are nouns. So in this case, you need noun. Okay, let us try this activity.
The first type is called the power culture, and it's usually found in small organizations. It's the type of culture that needs a central source of power to be effective. And because control is in the hands of just one or two people, there aren't many rules or procedures. Another characteristic is that communication usually takes the form of conversations rather than, say, formal meetings or written memos. Now, one of the benefits of this culture is that the organization has the ability to act quickly, so it responds well to threat or danger on the one hand, and opportunity on the other. But on the negative side, this type of organization doesn't always act effectively because it depends too much on one or two people at the top. And when these people make poor decisions, there's no one else who can influence them. And the kind of person who does well in this type of business culture is one who is happy to take risks and for whom job security is a low priority.
Okay, students, so this is the last activity of section 4 fill-ups. And now for question number 31 to 34, you can see write one word only for each answer. And often in these activities, students by mistake write 2 words and they by mistake choose any wrong word. So again, I would say if you'll go through instructions, secondly, if you will predict or if you will understand what this section is about, you will be able to write a correct answer. Okay, so it's about marine renewable energy, that is ocean energy, renewable energy as you all know. Introduction, more energy required because of growth in population and. Now means the rule of and is thing which is before and is after and, means in this case there is a noun, population. So growth in population and. So you will be writing one word for question number 31. So what's needed? Renewable energy sources, method that won't create pollution. Then there is wave energy. Advantages is waves provide a dash source of renewable energy. So for 32, you need an adjective because dash source of, renewable source of, okay, or we can say repeatable source of, excessive source of, that way you need to put for 32. So electricity can be generated using offshore and onshore systems. Onshore systems may use a reservoir. The problem is waves can move in any. Now you need noun, in any and any direction. Often nouns have combination with adjectives. So waves can move in any direction. Okay, so that prediction is saying that is 33. Now movements of sand etc. on the dash of ocean may be affected on the floor of ocean. Okay, so on the floor or something like that. Okay, so you need noun for 34 again because there is an article before that blank. Okay, so let us try this activity.
Producing enough energy to meet our needs has become a serious problem. Demand is rising rapidly because of the world's increasing population and expanding industry. Burning fossil fuels like gas, coal and oil seriously damages the environment, and they'll eventually run out. For a number of years now, scientists have been working out how we can derive energy from renewable sources, such as the sun and wind, without causing pollution. Today, I'll outline marine renewable energy, also called ocean energy, which harnesses the movement of the oceans. Marine renewable energy can be divided into 3 main categories: wave energy, tidal energy, and ocean thermal energy conversion. And I'll say a few words about each one. First, wave energy. Numerous devices have been invented to harvest wave energy, with names such as Wave Dragon, the Penguin, and Mighty Whale, and research is going on to try and come up with a really efficient method. This form of energy has plenty of potential, as the source is constant, and there's no danger of waves coming to a standstill. Electricity can be generated using onshore systems, using a reservoir, or offshore systems. But the problem with ocean waves is that they're erratic, with the wind making them travel in every direction. This adds to the difficulty of creating efficient technology. Ideally, all the waves would travel smoothly and regularly along the same straight line. Another drawback is that sand and other sediment on the ocean floor might be stopped from flowing normally, which can lead to environmental problems.
Okay, so now moving on to the second type of activity, which is summary. So there is a summary activity in front of you. Complete the summary below. Write one word only for each answer. So in this case, you need to work on an activity having essay writing. So let's start. Essay writing is simply the process of dash information. The process of dash information. So means you need any adjective in verb plus ing form. Process of presenting information, as I told you, and presenting your dash. So as in previous activity, I told you things which are before and are after and. Okay, so verb plus ing form of adjective in question number 21, and then 22, presenting your viewpoint. Now in this case, you need noun, because your is relative pronoun. Your, my, his, her. So these always come before nouns. Further, you will need to use skill and analyze. You will need to use skill of analysis, dash, and expression. So the skill which is needed will be of. So type of skill you need to put. Okay, skill of analysis, dash, and expression. Okay, so 23, you need noun. Then further, the more essay you write, the more you will develop these skills. The key to producing good essay is in the dash, is in the practice. So you need noun for 24. Allow plenty of time to work out what you need to do. You will find several books in the library to help you with the particular dash of academic writing. Particular is an adjective. So I told you earlier. So adjectives come in combination with nouns. So for 25, you need to put noun. When you have completed your essay, you must remember to dash it carefully. You must remember to. To means you need verb. Okay, so why I'm doing these activities, my most important try is you people to understand what actually you need to write in your blank. You need noun, adjective, verb, adverb, and then in this case for 26 you need to put verb. So you must remember to, I would say, proofread it carefully and take out anything irrelevant, as once you have received your mark, you should check your essay through as by doing this, or you can dash from it. Again, you need verb. You can learn from it, because modal is before blank. Modals like can, could, should, will, must, may, might. Okay, so for 27 you need a verb. So mention these things in your on your paper, okay, when you are doing this activity. Now let us start with this audio.
Hi, Alex. Come in. I gather you wanted some help with writing essays.
Yes, I'm finding this first term difficult, and I'm worried about the assignments we have to do for January.
Well, let me see if I can help. You shouldn't panic about it, because essay writing is a very straightforward process, really. What it involves is organising the information that you want to include. You shouldn't have more than you can easily manage within the word count. Make sure you haven't got too much or anything irrelevant. You need to look at that and work out what you need and what you don't need before you start. And then you just have to think about how you're going to put forward your argument.
Oh, that sounds very straightforward when you put it like that. But I'm worried I haven't got the necessary skills for writing an effective essay because English is my second language.
Well, perhaps you misunderstand the skills you need. You need to be able to analyze your data, and then I would say the skills of interpretation and expressing yourself are important. Perhaps it's this last one that bothers you, but the more essays you write, the more you will develop these skills.
Yes, and I don't quite know how to improve at that. Though, as you say, I know practice will help. And I need to make sure I've got everything ready before I start.
Yes. What is vital to good essay writing is preparation. So make sure you build in enough time to do the research you need.
Are there any other sources I can use to help me with essays?
Yes. You should go to the library and look through the reference section, because there are books that focus on the style we use in academic writing, and those will help you a lot. The other thing that you should think about is what happens when you've actually written your essay. Too many students just complete their work and hand it in, whereas what you should be doing is making sure that you edit it as thoroughly as possible.
Oh, yes, that's a good idea. Then I'd pick up any mistakes and also see if it reads logically.
Exactly. The other thing is, again, what a lot of students do is get their essays back, look at the marks, then just file it away. They don't realise that if they checked it through and looked at what the tutor had written, then they can learn from their old essays.
Yeah, I can see that's a good idea.
So, is that okay? You can always come back to me.
Okay, students, moving further to the last activity of this video. So as you can see, which is a paper production and recycling, as I told you, which is a process. And broadly saying, students, you need this particular language, especially academic students, you need this particular language whenever you are writing your task 1 process. Okay, so let us start. Complete the flowchart below. Write no more than 2 words for each answer. So for question number 21, get raw material from. From again means you need noun, because whenever preposition, okay, except to are coming, so you need noun in your that fill up. So get raw material from, and then remove bark, then chop the wood, and then add dash, then heat, add dash, something you need to add for question number 22. Then paper produced in machine. Paper is produced later on, dash and distribute material. So I told you earlier, thing which is before and is after and. So means for 23 you need to put verb. So dash and pack, maybe pack and distribute the material. Then collect your paper, and later on dash use paper. Now again you need verb. I told you in flowchart activity in last video that always you need to look at the pattern how your sentences are starting. If your sentences are starting from verb, you need to always put or start your sentence or phrase from verb. As in this case for question number 24, dash use paper now means you need to collect use paper or utilize use paper, and then use chemicals too. Chemicals too, I think de-ink, and here is too. So don't forget, here you need for 25 you need verb. And lastly, heat and pulp, recycled mixture, and again paper produced in machine. So that's how the process goes on. Okay, so I hope these videos will be helpful and you will be able to understand to much extent, and you will be able to excel at listenings, fill-ups, and very soon these things will be improving your scores. And from this videos I am also sure about one thing, that these things will also help you in your readings fill-ups. Okay, though I'll be making a video on that too. Okay, so do this activity.
Hi Melanie, what did you think of the assignment that we got today? It looks interesting, doesn't it?
Yes, Ellen. I've always been interested in recycling, but there's a lot of research to do.
Yes, there are a lot of things I'm unsure of, so it's going to be good working with you.
OK. Well, why don't we start by making a flowchart from the notes our tutor gave us?
Yes. So, on one side we could have the paper production cycle, here on the left, and on the other side the recycling.
Good idea. Let's start at the top with the production. The first step in the process is to get the raw materials.
Yes, and they tend to come from pine forests.
OK. And then the bark is removed from the outside of the tree, and after that the wood is chopped up. That's the first 3 stages.
It sounds a bit complicated after that. It says water is added, and then the mixture is heated and made into pulp. This will be the thick paste that is used to make paper.
Yes, you're right, because after that they use a machine to make the paper, and we can put that right in the centre of the flowchart, because it's also where the recycled paper joins the process.
Yes. So, once the paper has been produced in the machine, what happens then?
Well, I think we should write print as the next step, because this is when newspapers, magazines, etc. are produced. And we could also add that they have to be distributed to stores and people's homes.
Right. Then the recycling bit starts. The old paper's collected, and then it says it's taken somewhere so that someone or something can sort it. I imagine there are different kinds of paper, or things like paper clips that need to be removed.
Yes. Let's have a step after that. Now, how did our tutor say they do this? Oh yes, it involves chemicals. So, how is your chemistry?
Well, not very good, I'm afraid. But this is how they remove ink, so this is definitely going to need a bit of research.
Right. The last step in the recycling section is similar to the last step in the production process, with heating and pulping, before the cycle begins again.